Africa, thank you very much for your time. Now, from your perspective, how did Prince influence South Africa and its music?
Oh, very greatly. You'll know some of the history to South Africa, that of apartheid regime, where the white minority were suppressing the black majority in this country. And I grew up in one of the townships in Cape Town called Gugulethu. And what was amazing about growing up in Gugulethu was the fact that my mother and her two brothers would put on LPs of the recordings of Prince while they were cleaning their house. So personally, I have literally, my morning has shifted. My grandmother, in fact, used to say that when somebody dies, the world has to come to a standstill for the moment. And my word, did Cape Town and South Africa come to a standstill this moment. I was lucky enough to be on the radio this morning at 6 o'clock until 9, and the number of calls and tributes and memories that were coming through were truly, truly incredible. People who were lucky enough to have seen him perform overseas before. Even one brother of a lady lucky enough to be featured in a video of Prince's. Desiree Langenhoven was featured in The Greatest Romance Ever Told, which was a movie, rather a song that they did in the early 90s, and he called in to remember the incredible memory of this influential artist.
Yeah, he was so much more than a musician, wasn't he? Really bridging so much culturally, sexually. What has been the response today from your listeners? How are South Africans responding to his passing?
Well, my Facebook and Twitter feed have just been overwhelmed and overtaken by tributes to Prince. People obviously remembering some of their favorite songs, people remembering moments, I suppose, of things that they were doing when a Prince song was playing in the background. And many of the radio stations, particularly commercial radio stations in Cape Town, have been playing and featuring a lot of his music. Now, there are the greatest hits, of course, Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, that everyone has been listening to, but also some of those pure gems that only true Prince lovers and followers would be able to appreciate and remember. The thing about Prince is that every single one of his albums, and I should say here that the first one I ever bought with my own money was Diamonds and Pearls in 1991, because I was a teenager in high school then. But every album is a complete experience from track number 1 up until the last track. And many people I know decided to put on their albums onto their iPhones and whatever devices they use to listen to music in their car. And while they're driving into the work in the CBD of Cape Town, we're listening to entire albums of Prince's music today.
Obviously meant a lot to you as well, not just South Africa-wide. Thank you very much, Africa, for your contributions today. Africa Melane.
Thank you very much, Sally.